the best thing about COVID, because there's lots of bad, is it allowed people to think outside of the box. Even clients of mine that had zero gym equipment, you can still do workouts. So again, if it's a day where you're like, my schedule is crazy, you can find 15 minutes. I know you can find 15 minutes and just bust out a workout in your backyard, at a park, in your living room. And it can be something as simple as doing a little mini circuit of push-ups, sit-ups, air squats,
Body weight.
literally
Yep.
anything, body weight. I always recommend for clients, especially this year with everything that's going on, look on Amazon or any of these like fitness companies where you have some bands, simple stuff at home that you can actually utilize for home workouts.
Here we are.
Hey,
Hi, Whitney. How are you?
I'm great. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is. I know. Can you believe it's still warm here in Arizona?
Here we are. I love it.
We're so lucky.
I know we are. I was just talking to a friend right across the border in Canada, and he said it's been raining nonstop for weeks.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We could probably use it, but hey,
Yeah.
we're not going to complain. That cold weather's coming. I know it.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's good to see you.
You too.
And everyone watching, Whitney Jones is, she's become a friend. We met at the Genius Network annual event. And I believe both of our audiences are now joining. So if you're a Get Happy user and a fan, please go over to Whitney Jones right now and follow her, and vice versa. If you're following Whitney, come on over to Happy. And we have a very aligned mindset for the world, for healthy body, healthy mind. So tell a little bit about yourself to everybody. I want to hear.
Well, so I am an IFBB fitness pro, and what that means is I'm in the bodybuilding world, but I don't do bodybuilding. Everyone kind of thinks, oh, you have muscles, flex. What I do is at the actual fitness division, so I do the flips, the jumps, the tricks, choreography, dance, and of course they do judge your physique, but that's the division I'm in. I'm fortunate enough to be the current Miss Olympia, which is in our sport is like the Super Bowl of our sport.
Right.
So I'm the two-time Miss Fitness Olympia, and this December, so 30 days from today, is this year's Olympia, and I'm going for that three-peat title. So that's what I'm really focused on right now. I live and breathe the healthy fitness lifestyle in every aspect. I also own a gym here in Arizona, Pro Physiques. I train athletes all over the world through a different company as well. I have a fitness apparel line and have a events promotion company. So everything I do is fitness related because I love it. So that's kind of how you and I came together, because you have some exciting stuff coming up that I'm so excited to be part of.
Yeah, so this is, and we'll put this on an episode of Game Your Brain as well, our podcast for Happy. And for those of you who are just joining who don't know about Happy, HAPBEE, Happy Tech, it's a wearable that lets you literally choose your mood, choose how you want to feel. It's an incredible technology, about 15 years old in the making, $80 million into this tech. It helps you choose alert, focus, sleep, relax your muscles, mindset, memory. It's just fascinating. And what I'm going to be launching into, which is why Whitney and I connected on this, is I'm going to be doing a 100-day transformation starting in a few weeks, right before your competition. So it's like we're both in training mode, and mine is going to be an entire 100 days, and we've got the world is jumping on some of the best faces and names and scientists and doctors in peptides, stem cell, NAD, epigenetics. I'm going to be doing, I just did ozone therapy. So, we're bringing in some of the world's best minds in a lot of this biohacking world. But it's also what I'm eating, right? Dr. Mark Hyman, food is medicine. The fitness world, which is why you're here. You're a guru in this world. I want to learn from the best. This is why we sought you out. And then on top of that, not just being healthy with my body, but my mind, right? How can I have a strong mindset, a nice environment, having the right habits throughout the day where after the 100 days is over, I can do the next day seems easy. It's easy to continue and not just be exhausted and want to quit. That's the whole goal, because everyone does diets and
Yeah.
and they're back to it. I'm sure you know the stats. So actually
Yep.
talk about that for a minute. Why do you think most people, they do a transformation and then they go back, or they do a diet and then they fall back, or they stop eating sugar and then they fall back into it? What do you think causes that with people?
I think, I mean, if you're putting yourself, and there's a goal, so like you have a 100-day challenge, so that is your focus. But a lot of people don't look past that. And if you're going to put all this effort and work into a 100-day challenge, you want to be able to maintain that. But a lot of people do not think past that. So if you're putting all this effort day in, day out to reach this goal, why only enjoy it for one day? If you do it the right way, then it's going to be easy to maintain. I feel a lot of times people go to like extremes, whether it's cutting calories drastically or going from 0 to 60 with their workouts where they haven't done cardio for 2 years. And then all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to go hit the streets, I'm going to run 2 miles. And then they're injured or so sore for a week. So you have to be realistic about where you're at when you begin so that you can create a process and a program that's going to last. And it's about making it a lifestyle. And with your approach, 100 days, you're going to find things that really reach you. Like you may try yoga and you've never tried yoga, but all of a sudden you realize there's so many benefits and you love it and it allows you to relax. Now, someone else may say, nope, yoga's not for me. CrossFit, I like the intensity. And it introduces you to something that you love. So what I think is ideal in any situation is to not do a short-term goal because you've got to take the time to explore. You need to understand things you don't like, things you do. What is it that you could see yourself doing a year from now? And then you make that part of your lifestyle because when you enjoy it, it's easy. That's where I feel people make the mistakes because they do something too extra and they do things that they know is not something they can maintain or that they'll get burnt out. And that's not the right approach if you're looking for something that you can have for lasting long time results and more importantly, happiness and keeping it where it's easy.
So for you with fitness, right, with working out, I mean, I've seen, there's a video of you doing a backflip on your social media. For all of our followers, you've got to go check that out right now. It is amazing. But, has fitness always been something that you've loved, it's like the first thing you think about? Is it something you learned over time to fall in love with? Is it something you used to hate? I mean, how did you get to this point where it sort of became something that was just a part of everyday life that you enjoyed? Because I was talking to you, I mean, you're a month away from less than a month away from one of the world's most intense competitions for body and physique, and you're in like, this is crazy mode. This is like your go time, but you're loving it. You're loving it. And so how do you get yourself to that position?
I'll be honest, because it's a great question, and people do ask that a lot. I haven't always been this way. I've always been active. I've always been in sports. I grew up with 2 older brothers who I was just trying to keep up with them, honestly, wanted to hang with them. But there was a time where it was just kind of like you do what you think you're supposed to do, and you go to a gym, and you get on a treadmill, and I was just going through the motions, and it wasn't fun. As I got into my adult years, I wanted to have that outlet just from stress from work and to have something that I could control. I can control my efforts that I put into something where I could feel accomplished. I think that's even more important right now with everything we've experienced this year. There's so much we can't control, but you can control your output of exercise and energy, get those endorphins flowing so that at the end of the day you can say, I accomplished something. I went for a 30-minute walk, whatever it was. For me, that was kind of what was the kicker. It's like, do something you enjoy. And I wasn't focused on losing weight. I wasn't focused on being in the best shape. Just getting out and moving. Getting the endorphins flowing literally was what got me hooked. So then I started learning about this sport. I had no knowledge of it. It's not like I grew up following it. But again, as I began to be an adult, it was like I started seeing people at the gym. And then long story short, 10 years ago, I'm like, I'm going to try it just for fun. And I loved it. I loved in my division, I get to choreograph my own routines, choose my own music, costumes. I have no gymnastics background, so it was fun to be like, let's try this skill. Let's try this crazy flip. And I am a bit of a daredevil, so it wasn't like so out of the ordinary for me, but I was hooked because of the creative aspect of it, and I enjoyed it. More importantly, if you enjoy it, then it doesn't seem like work. It doesn't require as much effort in my mind because I get excited to go to the gym. I get excited to practice my routine. I like seeing the results and the payoff of my hard
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And so that's what I focus on. Yes, it's a competition, what I do, but I'm only in competition with myself. And I think that is so important. Like, again, you go to the gym and you see people who are sizing people up and judging them, and I want to be that person, or I want to be better. Just focus on you. Stay in your lane. Focus on improving your outer appearance, your inner appearance, your mental state. Just focus on you, and that's something you can control, and you can't be let down.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy, right? And
Yes,
if
yes.
you're winning with your own self, right?
Mm-hmm.
Losing a pound, doing an extra, for me, like, adding 10 pounds to a lift, or certain things, like, we should be being the best self that we can possibly be, instead of looking around all the time trying to be just like somebody else. I mean, I think this whole grass is greener on the other side, just, it steals more people, it
Yes.
steals their joy, it steals their energy, it steals their time to focus on their kids and their
Yeah.
families and the things that they love to do. They spend most of their time striving after some other thing, right? I'm doing
Yes.
this 100 days for me. I know there's like,
Yes.
it's going to be on our website, happy.com/100 days. It's going to be, a lot of people are going to be watching it, a lot of people. But I'm doing it for me because I know that I struggle with this stuff, and I really want to understand my body more. If I
Mm-hmm.
can learn about the things that go in my mouth, the things that I exercise and what it does to me, I'm going to be getting, I got the Oura Ring, I got the constant glucose monitor to see what food does to me. I'm going to be
Yeah.
using Happy every day as a replacement for energy drinks, coffee in the morning, alcohol, no more cigars. I'm like, going to be going cold turkey here, and it's actually
Yeah.
going to be, I love this thing, and it helps me feel the effects of those things without anything in my body that's going to hurt me. And so I'm doing
It's
this for
amazing.
me. And so, I love that idea of be the best that you can possibly be, and do the things that bring you joy. I was just watching Matt Frazier, in the CrossFit world. I love
Uh-huh.
CrossFit.
Yeah.
Matt Frazier, he works out in his basement by himself. The fittest man on earth, the documentaries, he's the #1 CrossFitter on earth. He does this for him. This is
Yeah.
like, his goal is to beat Matt, right? And I think
Mm-hmm.
that the world-class people beat themselves. They're out to
Yes.
compete against themselves. And, Simon Sinek has this great quote that, like, Microsoft always wanted to beat Apple, and Apple
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to beat Apple.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's like, Apple became the predominant face because their goal was they were in the long-term game, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were in it to be the best that they could possibly be and not be comparing with other people. So
Yeah.
that's very, very well said. And this is good for me too. So I am going to be, okay, this is just a curiosity point,
Sure.
okay? Everyone that I was like, I'm about to talk to Whitney. She's a month out, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, I wonder what she ate today, and I wonder what workout she did today. So just give us an idea of what's, 30 days out. What are you doing today?
Okay, well, so here's, I'll be honest because that's how I am. I'm a horrible liar. So I have been very fortunate enough to work my metabolism up, and I'm very lucky. So what I had for breakfast was one whole egg, 10 egg whites, a cup of rice, and a bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Oh my gosh.
I know, that was just meal one. I eat a lot, but it's because I'm doing hours of routine practice. I
Right.
also do my workout. I also do cardio. So I take in a ton of food. And the last probably 5 years, I have found that sugar works for me. No joke. So if I go clean, 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 I start gaining weight. So if I eat completely healthy all day, it doesn't work for me. If I
Wow.
introduce Oreos and some donuts, or cereal, Pop Tarts, stuff like that, I tighten up and I can drop weight. It's just the way my body works. Now, everyone's bodies change all the time. So in 3 years from now, may not be the case. You
Right.
always got to kind of pay attention. But for me, that's what's working right now. So I've had, I still eat, I've had my second meal was chicken, rice, peas, and then the next meal I had a protein shake and a protein bar. So I get a variety of stuff. And then I've
Right.
already done a 45-minute cardio circuit. I did 2 hours of routine practice. And then I'm doing some work now. And then this afternoon, I will do an upper body workout. So it's all encompassing. There's so much I'm doing these last 30 days, but I love it. So it's like I schedule my days as best I can
Yep.
and try to get work done, try to get my personal life done. I have 2 boys, got to make sure that they are a priority.
Yep.
So, but again, like you said, if you enjoy it, you find a way. And even if workouts and stuff get cut short, oh well, figure it out the next day. It's not the end of the world, and that's some of my best advice for you too. You've got a lot on your plate, and of course the holidays are coming. You have a family. To me, that is always priority. So
Mm.
even though you have these goals and you may be off your meal plan one day, you may not get to the gym, try to include the family. That's always a fun way, especially if your kids are young. It's so easy to get them involved. Again, it's just about moving. So
Yep.
make sure that your priorities are where they're at and just know that every day is not going to be perfect. That's totally fine. You just keep going. Do not use this as an excuse to just throw in the towel. That's the worst thing anyone could do. You're going to have bad days. As long as you know that from the get-go, then you're like, oh, I knew I'd have one of these days. Okay, you're going to have a few more. So
Yep.
just stay the course and do the best you can every day with what is planned out and on your plate.
I love it. Okay. Well, this is a good start. So, and by the way, anybody listening, yes, she has 2 boys. She's a mom, and she's in Miss Olympia, going for her third time. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I had this, limiting mindset where I was like, I got 3 little kids, 4-month-old. I am exhausted all the time anyway. We're not sleeping. And then I heard you talk. I'm like, yeah, I have no excuses anymore. I can
Right.
do this. Yeah. So I'm
There's
actually
always a
encouraged.
way.
That's right. Okay, well, this is amazing. So, okay, so I am going to be thinking through this, the physical side of the workout.
Mhm.
What tips do you have for me? And by the way, I like the goal idea. I feel like you have a competition is sort of a goal for you,
Mhm.
right? And for me, the 100 days is a goal for me.
Yeah.
What advice should I start setting like a weight goal, a body fat goal? What should I do first in terms of my goals? Because I have some mental goals that I
Sure.
know
Yeah.
clearly that I want to hit. But in terms
Mhm.
of physical goals, what ideas or tips do you have there?
So for you, I would say, and I would never make them too detailed when it comes to weight, because again, unless you are an expert in this area, it's really hard to say, here's your ideal weight. And again,
Okay.
if you're trying to kind of put on some muscle as well as lean up, muscle is going to, your body's going to change. And it's like, okay, the scale may not be moving because you're gaining muscle, but you're coming in tighter. So I would always recommend a range and be willing to modify that. So say you set the goal and you're going to lose, I don't know, say 10, 15 pounds, whatever that may be. But then you're liking the way your body's going. You're like, oh yeah, I can't, if I lost 15, I would
Right.
look skinny. So
Right.
create a range when it comes to weight. And then again, like you love CrossFit. So if that's something you're already doing, then see
Yep.
where you're at right now. Where are your, how many push-ups can you do? Or what is your time when you do a specific WOD? Whatever it is, see where your starting point is. Time it and then go, okay, I know I can improve on X, Y, and Z. And then set a goal, whether it's, say, a 50-day mark. You need
Yep.
some of those short-term goals. Maybe it's a 25-day. So set these goals so that you have something to work towards. That's what holds you accountable. Accountability is what allows people to succeed. It gets them to their goal. So, and again, maybe you need to modify that. Maybe you said, okay, um, pull-ups, whatever it is, and you've said, I'm going to do 50. And then you're like, wow, okay, these are a lot harder than I thought. I might need to be more realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, you can modify it, but you do need to set your goals high. Don't make them too easy where you can hit it before your goal because that's not pushing you. You
Yeah.
need something to really push. So those are two things I would say that, again, based on what it is. Like if you're a runner, okay, maybe you want to get an improved time. If you're a strength athlete and you like lifting, then maybe set your goal to be, I want to increase my the weight that I'm bench pressing or how much I'm squatting. So
Okay.
depending on what it is you're currently doing, and more importantly, what it is you currently enjoy,
Yep.
set the goals that can help propel you to new heights and make really push you to make sure you hit those goals.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I think, and by the way, the accountability, I'm telling the world, right?
Yes,
So
you're doing it. I like
I've
it.
got to have that accountability because I know myself. You know, if I have a goal in mind of what I want to see at the end of this or how I want to launch myself after this is over, I won't eat that, that extra
Yep.
thing at 11 at night after everyone's in bed and
Yeah.
I'm tired, whatever. I'll get up and do the workout because I know, right? I probably
Yes.
won't have that extra drink, but I for my body especially. So I CrossFit for 6 years. I love CrossFit. I don't have a ton of muscle. It's I'm not as defined. My body shape is more lanky. So I
Mm-hmm.
love I can run a 400 in like under a minute. It's like a
Nice. Yeah.
56-second 100. And so I'm good at all the aerobic side of
Mm-hmm.
CrossFit. I want to build muscle, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
207 pounds right now. I'm probably at like 15% body fat.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe 14.5. I don't know. I haven't checked the in body. I'll do an in body tonight.
Perfect.
And
It's
I think
always
my
a great
goal,
thing.
yeah, that's going to be where I'm going to check because I don't care about the scale. Like I've done
Right.
CrossFit long enough to know who cares about my weight. No, who in
Perfect.
the world cares about your weight? Nobody.
Exactly.
But for me, like definition matters,
Mm-hmm.
right? Body fat percentage matters because I think that directly affects my energy level and my mood and things like that. So I want to get the body fat under 10. I'd like to get to like 9.5 to
Mm-hmm.
10. That'd be a great goal. And then I want to get from 207 down to like I probably want to lose 15 of fat and then gain back 10 of muscle.
Okay.
So I'd like to be around 195 to 200 total. Doesn't
Uh-huh.
really matter, but I'd like to have that be muscle, like a lot more muscle, a lot less fat.
Sure.
So I think I got to up my metabolism.
Yep.
And so help me on that aspect because I'd like to think through. You just said you had Fruity Pebbles this
Yes.
morning, and
I know.
to people listening, they're like, "Oh, it must be." No, seriously,
Yeah.
I'm gonna act like a completely like normal person. They're like, "She has that body, and she has
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles." Well, they don't understand that you just spent the last 10 years building the
Yes.
machine. That whether
Yes.
you put fuel or diesel, it doesn't matter. You're building this machine, and so help me with my thinking on my metabolism right now.
Well, and like you said, so if you don't have a ton of muscle, lean muscle mass is what speeds up your metabolism. So
Not
you
that
got
good.
some, come on, but
I
you got
got I got a little
some.
bit. I got a
You
little bit.
got some, yes.
I gotta get rid of
But
my
that's
muffin top. It's my muffin
yeah,
top I don't want.
just in time for the holidays. Give
Oh
it
yeah,
away for the holidays. Give it
that's right.
away.
That's
But
right.
once you can gain some of that lean muscle mass, that's where I was. Because I used to be an endurance athlete doing like marathons, triathlon. I didn't have muscle definition. So back then, I could not eat carbs to save my life. If I ate some carbs, I was a traditional cardio bunny, one of those girls you see at the gym. And if I ate carbs, all of a sudden I would gain a couple pounds. And it's like, my gosh, but I love carbs, right? So
Yep.
then I started actually weight training and lifting, which is even more important for girls because guys are more comfortable walking into a gym and lifting weights, whereas females aren't. But that is what speeds up your metabolism. When you gain lean muscle mass, it allows your body to burn more so you can eat more, which is why I can have Fruity Pebbles for breakfast
Yep.
30 days out from my show. But for you as well, when you're trying to put on good quality muscle, you always want to try and eat nutrient dense food. So, what you're eating before and after your workout is really important. You
Okay.
never want to train on an empty stomach. You never want to try to go through this lifting like heavy and even an intense workout if you haven't fueled your body because what you end up doing is your body needs energy so it starts attacking and it goes after the first thing and most important is the muscle. So you're actually doing yourself a disservice if you're trying to put on lean muscle mass and you're not eating or fueling yourself with enough food because you're doing this workout and your body is eating away at the muscle that you're trying to gain. And a lot of people don't
That's my
understand
cycle.
that.
That's my
Yes.
cycle because I intermittent fast.
Yep.
So, and
Okay.
I work out at 6 or 7 in the morning. So I'll drink water and then I'll go work out. And at the end of that, all of a sudden
Uh-huh.
it's, that I got that problem where I feel like I'm just going in circles and I'm not gaining muscle mass. My weightlifting isn't going
Yeah.
up. Okay. Okay, so help me think through that. So what would
Yes.
be a good thing to do right before like a workout? Are you talking like a protein shake or should I have like egg whites or what?
If you can actually eat a quality meal, like if you can actually eat the food versus drinking it, that's always going to be better. Ideally, you want to do it about an hour before your workout so it has time to digest. If you're short
Okay.
on time, that is when I would recommend grabbing a protein shake, just so you can get some of that in. You can do, mix up chocolate, have a banana with it, because you want to have some proteins, fats, and carbs in those meals, again, to fuel you. Doesn't need to be heavy, especially if you're not used to eating before a workout. Trying to say, oh, go eat this big meal, you're going to feel heavy, lethargic, but you need something in your body to help fuel you. So if it's in the morning, eggs, oats, eggs and rice, you can do fruit, you can do a smoothie and blend up, chocolate, peanut butter, banana, whatever it is that you really like, but find a good source of protein, good source of
Yep.
carbs, and a little bit of fats. That's going to help fuel you so that, again, your body is helping to build the muscle and not eat away at the muscle. And then you always want to eat within half an hour to 45 minutes after you work out so that, again, you can fuel your body. All that food goes to the muscles and replenishes it. So eating before and after is really, really crucial. If
Got
you
it.
can, a lot of times too, for some of my clients who have trouble putting on muscle, I have them train later in the day if their schedule allows it, just so they can have multiple meals in their body before they go to try to lift.
Okay.
So, but again, it kind of depends on your schedule. If you're crazy busy and like you said, you've got a newborn, you've got family, you've got your businesses, if all you can do is get up in the morning and do it, just make sure you have something that you can eat. There's
Okay.
even different over the counter supplements like carb powder. So if you do just want to drink it, either a protein shake with a scoop of like carbolin, glycogen, any type of carb powder, it's literally powdered carbs. You drink
Okay.
it, again, good to go. And a lot of guys prefer that because they don't want to take the time to eat, they don't want to cook it. Awesome, whatever. Drink it, and at least you're getting your proteins and carbs in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's really good advice. I like the later in the day idea in getting some, because I always skip breakfast thinking that intermittent fasting is great, but I think I just start eating my muscles and
Yeah.
I'm just going in circles. And so I
Yep.
think, yeah, I definitely want to see a change there for sure. And,
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Chuck Meek, Dr. Chuck Meek in Care Oncology. He gave me like the craziest smoothie idea in the morning. I'm going to try it because it's like
Yeah.
got the craziest stuff in it. I mean, it's like magnesium powder and
Mm-hmm.
collagen and like DIM and vitamin C and branched chain aminos and creatine stuff and lion's mane mushroom powder.
Yeah.
He's gonna make me this crazy smoothie. But I think in addition, I'm gonna do some sort of a rice, egg, protein with it, peanut butter, banana. I think that's a really smart idea for me to start the
Yeah.
day.
And even
Okay.
if it's quick and easy, again, for people who are constantly on the go, grab a protein bar. Again, if that's post workout, just so you have something that when you leave the gym or if you're doing workout at home, if you have it already prepared, you're more likely to eat it. A lot of times, even for me, I'll get done with my workout, I go sit at my desk and I just start working. And it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot to eat because your brain goes elsewhere. Your workout's done. If you already have the meal prepared and ready for you, it's so much easier, mindless. Meal prep companies out there in Arizona, specifically, they're everywhere. So if you do not like to cook, it's a wise investment. And in most cases, no joke, you're spending the same at the grocery store as you would be for meal prep. So again,
Yep.
it eliminates that excuse of, I don't have time to cook. Okay, fine. Just order it. Have it
Yeah.
delivered. So,
Yep.
yes.
That's great. Yeah, and I think, I love Joe Polish's idea of the $1 million racehorse,
Yes.
right? If you had $1 million racehorse, you would take care of it. You would give it the best food, the best exercise, great rest, everything you could possibly do. Well, in your life, you are that $1 million racehorse. Like
Yes.
it's your body. And a lot of people, I think they undervalue their body and their mind and like their own health. And,
For
I
sure.
think it comes out in everything they're doing. And so
Right.
I think that I'm going to be thinking a lot differently on how my mind is set up, my goals, the way I'm eating. I also want to see food as like fuel and medicine
Mm-hmm.
rather than, because I think I've always thought of food as like a negative thing. Like a lot of
Really?
people who go on, yeah, I think a lot of people who do diets or they worry that like everything I'm eating, like there's got to be problems with most of the stuff I eat because I don't have a very good
Sure.
diet, blah, blah, blah. So then they have this negative thought, especially people who are overweight. They
Mm-hmm.
struggle with the idea every time I eat food, it's like I'm doing bad to myself.
Oh, sure. Gotcha.
So
Mm-hmm.
I want to like change the thinking of food. I want to make sure I have a consistent habit so that I'm upping my metabolism because it is like fuel to my body. It's medicine
Yep.
to my body. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big change that I got stuck in this other way of thinking for a long time that food is bad, intermittent fasting is good. I think fasting is good, but I
Mm-hmm.
think you also got to be careful that you need to put all the right nutrients in your body or you're going to
Sure.
shut your body down. So,
Yes.
okay, well
Yeah.
this is great. Okay, and then in terms of workout, last
Mm-hmm.
question, and then I think we can wrap up. But
Yeah.
in terms of a workout, I like the CrossFit world. But you're saying weightlifting is important.
Mm-hmm.
How many? If I'm going to do this, I do think I can sustain more throughout the day.
Okay.
I've done half Ironmans in the past. I
Mm-hmm.
gained 14 pounds this year, so I'm like, 2020 has not been my friend. I'll just put it that way. So, what do you think would be? And I can handle, I can do a lot, but I
Uh-huh.
want to know like what's the best way. I'm going to start simple and build a rhythm, but I'm not going to be able to get to the gym every single day just with three
Mm-hmm.
little kids and our company just went public for Happy,
Sure.
and so it's been
Yes.
insane. So what's some good advice that you have just in terms of, okay, if I'm going to do like you're doing, sounds like 3 workouts a day, 3 to 4
Mm-hmm.
different things with your
Right.
routines and your morning and your cardio and your lifting, what would be a good setup for me to really get my goal to, under 10% body fat, transition to the muscle, but also I want to have a good VO2 max and good cardio
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole thing.
Well, here's one of the best things is you don't always need a gym. And in all reality, with everything that's going on, gyms are being shut down everywhere. So the best thing about COVID, because there's lots of bad, is it allowed people to think outside of the box. Even clients of mine that had zero gym equipment, you can still do workouts. So again, if it's a day where you're like, my schedule is crazy, you can find 15 minutes. I know you can find 15 minutes and just bust out a workout in your backyard, at a park, in your living room. And it can be something as simple as doing a little mini circuit of push-ups, sit-ups, air squats,
Body weight.
literally
Yep.
anything body weight. I always recommend for clients, especially this year with everything that's going on, look on Amazon or any of these like fitness companies where you have some bands, simple stuff at home that you can actually utilize for home workouts. Because for what you're trying to do, I recommend 6 days a week doing a workout. That doesn't mean they need to be long. So maybe you hit CrossFit gym 3 times a week. Three
Yep.
times a week, they are 15 to 30-minute workouts at home, just trying to really keep your cardiovascular and your endurance up, helping lean you down. If you have any dumbbells, great. If not, a gallon of water weighs 5 pounds. So you can be lifting gallons of water. You can be lifting your kids. There's always weights around your house. You just got to use your eyes. Think outside the box. Go to a playground in your neighborhood. Create a little obstacle course.
Yeah.
Do that with your kids. Again, if it's trying to build muscle, yes, but you don't have to do that every single day. So maybe your CrossFit gym workouts are really focused on like the lifting and strengthening and building the muscle. And then the other days you're really focused on kind of toning and getting your cardio endurance up, leaning up, doing basically your cardio workouts, HIIT style workouts. So there's still so much you can do. Do 6 days a week where you're really just putting in the effort and have one full rest day. That's
Got it.
ideal. That's something that is feasible. And like I said, Maybe there's one week that's crazy or you're traveling, then all your workouts need to be in a hotel room or at home. Just move, even if it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes is better than nothing. And if you went nonstop for 15 minutes, literally doing burpees, you would die. So it's
Yes,
not like
trust me.
they're easy workouts.
Yeah, trust me. I've tried that.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
terrible.
It is
Okay, well,
terrible.
this is good.
Terrible.
So up at least 15 minutes,
Yep.
6 days a week. Get three good lift days in. Get good cardio in.
Yep.
I may add something. Every day I'm going to try to just do X amount of sit-ups and push-ups and
Yes.
as well, or burpees, right?
Sure. Yeah. And set your
Okay.
goals so you can, and keep a log, write it down. Maybe see how many push-ups you can do in a minute and see how that progresses. Being able to actually look at data where you can see results is what keeps
Yep.
people motivated. Even if they go up by one, it's interesting how the mind goes, oh, wow, okay, so I guess this is paying off. It's hard when you're constantly just looking at yourself that it makes it hard to see the changes. It makes it hard to see the results and the improvements you're making. So document it. If you're looking at trying to lose weight, for you, definitely day one, you got to take progress photos. No one needs to see them. It can be just for you, but guarantee at the end of the challenge, you're going to want to share those. So it's
Yeah.
hard. That's one thing people never want to do. Oh, I don't want to look at myself. I'm just disgusted. I get it. I understand that. No one needs to see it. But so many times I'll have clients say, I know the scale shows I dropped 10 pounds. I don't feel it. And I tell them, go look at your pictures, take a picture from today, look at your original photo, and they're like, oh, wow, okay. But they're looking at themselves every day, so it's hard to give yourself credit. So if you can
Yeah.
document and make sure you're really kind of writing down as well as setting the goals for where you want to be from your original start date, it's going to help tremendously.
Perfect.
And a few other
Okay.
tips I'd say, I don't know if you have already done this, but if you're ever starting a challenge like this, I always recommend getting your blood work done. See where your hormones are at, especially if you're over 30. Everything
Yep.
changes. And for me, I get my blood work done every single year. I try to live the most healthy lifestyle, but sometimes with life, businesses, kiddos, stress takes a toll. And all of a sudden I'll realize, wow, I'm kind of out of whack. And hormones can be fixed. And a lot of times it can be fixed quickly. You may just realize for me, estrogen's off. It's a simple, easy fix. Maybe so much stress, my normal testosterone levels have dropped. With age, naturally your hormones change. But knowing where you're starting is a great place because, for example, if you get your panel done and you have all these things that are really, really off, you could do everything right in your 100-day challenge. But if you're not addressing your hormones, nothing will change in regards to physically, internally, externally. So
Got it.
definitely make sure you do that. It's knowledge that you always want to have. And then two of the most simple things that are the biggest hindrance to weight loss and overall change is lack of sleep and lack of water. So they're two simple things, but people don't realize how crucial those two things are to actually getting your body to change. I always
Got it.
recommend at least a gallon of water a day, which is not easy for people who don't normally drink water. So you got to really focus on paying attention to how much you drink and get that in. You want to think of water as fueling your machine. It's constantly keeping the machine running. So drink
Yep.
all the water, and then sleeping is when your body recovers. If you don't sleep, you're not allowing your cortisol levels to relax. So you're constantly in this state of stress, and your body will not drop. It will not change. So those are two simple things that we can all do, but you got to really make sure you pay attention to it.
That's beautiful. Okay, so show us your jug. We got to show the water
Oh,
jug.
you know
You
what? I have
probably
it at
do.
my desk. I know. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dang it.
So,
Yes.
so for those who haven't seen it, Whitney carries around a gallon of water, right? And it has the number of days until your competition, right?
Yep. Yes. So it's
Well,
right now it says 30 since I'm 30 days out, but I start that from 200 days out. it's just a it's been a tradition that I've done for years on any of my big shows. And, it's crazy because I carry it everywhere. I take it to my boys' games, grocery store, and they're like, what is that? But for me, it's accountability. Every
Right.
time I'm looking at it all day long, it reminds me this is what I'm working towards. Get your water in, stay focused on your goals, get your stuff done that you need to do to achieve what you want to achieve in X amount of days. And so it's just that constant reminder. And I love it. It's tradition and it's obnoxious, but so am I. So it fits right in with me.
It's a perfect prompt, as BJ Fogg would say. It's the best prompt to remind you of
Yes.
what you got to do, and it increases your motivation. It lowers your ability to need to do it just right there.
Yep.
It's a perfect little tiny habit. Well done. I think
Yes.
that's a great idea. So
Thank
awesome.
you.
Well,
Yes.
this was awesome, Whitney, I am excited to do this journey. I would
Yes.
love you to coach me through this. This is going to be really fun. Let's check in,
Yes.
and then vice versa too. I mean, I cannot wait for your competition.
Thank you.
Everybody from Happy who's watching, please head over. You got to follow. Where can people watch this competition? Is it live on? Where is it going to be?
So it is, there is a live webcast. Right now it's in Vegas every year. To be honest, we don't know if there's going to be an audience this year, but there is a live webcast. So I compete December 18th. That is a Friday. And so you can log on to MrOlympia.com. Olympia it's the event that like Arnold Schwarzenegger did and won,
Yep.
kind of made famous for who he is. So it is a huge, huge event from people all over the world. It's amazing. And if you want to see my reveal of my routine, I will be competing Friday night. So the routines are Friday night. They do the physique portion in the morning, but everything's on a free webcast on MrOlympia.com. December
Awesome.
18th.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
That's exciting, and I'll hopefully be well into my 100 days by then,
Yes.
so I can't wait. We're both going to be reaching our goals together. So, Whitney,
Yes,
thanks
we
for
will.
this. This is
Yes.
awesome. One
Appreciate
last
it. And I
time.
can't wait. Can't wait to see you succeed.
So, Whitney's folks, head over to Get Happy.
Mhm.
Follow us there at Get Happy, HAPBEE is our tag. And then for you, tell everybody your tag. It's Whitney
It's
Jones.
Whitney Jones _ IFBB Pro.
All right, perfect. We'll
Yes,
put it in the notes too for both of us, and then you'll throw yours on IGTV, and same here.
I sure will. Awesome.
All
All
right.
right, let's do this, Scott. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm gonna go do like 50 burpees right now. I'm not even joking you. I'm like so fired up. This is
Yeah,
incredible.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
All right. Thanks
Nice.
so much. I'll talk to you
Okay,
later.
sounds good. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.